All right, we back. Motor City Sports Talk, talking about 2018 free agent period for the Detroit Lions, kicking off this prediction show and just predicting what they might do, which may be the impossible. We remember the last two Lions regimes, and this regime, McQuinn, Patricia, and LeWine, Mayhew, and Sorts. Very, very tight-lipped organization. Very, very hard to predict. We know the beat writers don't be knowing nothing to ESPN probably knew it first before their own beat writers in the city, but we're going to break it down into two. Probably the first 5 or 6 guys I want the Lions to acquire first, and then possibly some alternatives, some backup secondary guys to look out for to fill some of these vacancies, openings for this Detroit Lions team as we try to march towards a playoff berth, march towards a playoff win, and march towards a Super Bowl that the city really, really badly need. Looking at Philly get their first Super Bowl win should make our players more hungry, make our city more hungry, and really, really push for it, man. So we're going to get into it. Here are our first, our hard ones, the ones we really want to go for, and I'll rank them. First thing I want to point out is the two at the top, both corners, Graham and Trey Burton. If the Lions trade Eric Ebron, I would like to see them get Jimmy Graham. If they keep Ebron, simple enough, Trey Burton. I think Burton is kind of built as Ebron. He's, same kind of stature, very quick, fast, can catch the ball. He had a hell of an end of the season last year when Ertz got hurt, and then they started playing two tight ends a little bit. He's explosive. Used to be a quarterback at Florida. I think him and Ebron can work good together, and potentially he can just snatch Ebron's spot with just, being consistent pass catcher. And I think that's what he could be with the Lions. He was a big part of what Philly was doing towards the end of the season after Carson Wentz got hurt. But Jimmy Graham, I know people know they've been watching this. I've been pushing for the Lions to get Graham. I know people look at him in Seattle and then what he did in New Orleans. He was kind of getting old and hurt. When people thought he was hurt, and Seattle got him. And obviously, he's more of a timing tight end, timing pattern tight end. Russell Wilson is more of an improviser and throw it to you whenever he feel like it and spread the wealth. And they didn't abuse Jimmy Graham like New Orleans did and take advantage of his 6'7", 6'8" frame and what he can do. And I think Stafford can do a little bit of something what Breeze did and really revitalize Jimmy Graham, which he shouldn't break the bank in, I think. But you know how NFL teams is, Jets and Browns, depending on if he wants to win now or he just want to make money, because somebody may break the bank for Jimmy Graham, in my opinion. But what he can bring to the Lions, he can make Golden Tate job so much easier. Him controlling the middle of the field like Ebron should have. And in the red zone, Golden Tate can just go crazy underneath. He can do all type of crazy routes. He'll open stuff up for Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay, who two big receivers on the outside. The Lions would kill, especially with some running backs coming out the backfield. But the other guy, the top guy, one is David Irvin, interior pass rusher from the Cowboys, defensive tackle. He had 8.5 sacks in 8 games last year. I don't know if he had some disciplinary issues or whatever, or was he injured? I forgot about it. What had went on, but last year in 2016, the year after last, he dominated. He doubled down this year and showed his worth. Obviously, the Cowboys only could franchise one guy, him and DeMarcus Lawrence. It was Lawrence. And now Irvin hits the free agent market, and putting him next to Alshon Robinson, his yin, his yang, or yang, his yin, however you want to say it. And Ezekiel Ansah, that's going to be dangerous pass rush if they all can stay healthy. And Irvin is a real deal. He's the number one defensive tackle I want. And the other guys are a little bit, had question marks about Poe, how many snaps he took in Kansas City, but they slowed down. Richardson, with his off the field, Muhammad Wilkerson quitting on the Jets, Benny Logan, those guys. But other than that, I like Nigel Brennan. They need an outside linebacker. He used to be more of a 3-4 outside rusher for Rex Ryan, but he's developed into, quite the 3-down backer, calling plays for the championship Philadelphia Eagles defense and Jim Schwartz. He's fast. He can play the run. He can cover. He's very, very athletic and fast. Him and Jerry Davis look good together. They like Malcolm Butler, honestly. Malcolm Butler can be the bridge for Tease Tabor. They can kind of do the Nevin Lawson, DJ Hayden thing last year where they rotate if nobody clearly wins. But I think Butler can help Tease Tabor, mentor him a lot. Or if Tabor not ready, he can be the starting cornerback and make the Pro Bowl All-Pro team next to Darius Slay and Agnew in the slot. But he provides versatility. He can play inside. He can go to safety eventually. So I like his versatility. The 249ers, Eric Reed is a hell of a strong safety. His stock crashed because he and supported Kaepernick even after Kaepernick left. And, he can play the nickel. He's a big hitter. He's going to give us identity, hitting big. He's bigger than Quadre Diggs. He's from DBU of the South, LSU. I consider DBU of the North, Ohio State. That's how I split it up. But him and Quadre is about the same. They got similar versatility in games. Both can hit big. Eric Reid just bigger. Both can play the nickel, covering the nickel. Versatility. They can move Killebrew to the joker position or linebacker. The last guy is Carlos Hyde. I think that's the running back that I picked because he was on a bad team. He was beat up a lot. Offensive line was sucky. Quarterbacks was sucky. He showed some life when Jimmy G got there, and he catch the ball at the backfield like I'd never seen before him do. And he can run. He's a big guy, short yardage guy. He can be explosive too and break off a big run. So I think he's the running back that we can look for. Obviously, I'd like to see them get another running back in the draft or two rookies or another veteran. But I definitely think a veteran and a rookie is formidable in trading Abdullah and Theo Reddick and keeping Tion Green was my plan from the beginning. But to rank him, I think Irvin is number 1. I like Branham, number 2. My number 3 guy would be, Malcolm Butler, then Jimmy Graham, or Trey Burton, and then Reed, and then Carlos Hyde, right in that, and probably about that order, I believe. That's how I like to see the Lions attack this free agent period with these guys. But David Irvin, dude, he's big time on the inside. We haven't seen nobody that disruptive since Ndamukong Suh left, and it'd be nice if him and Suh could play together if Suh would have stayed, but it didn't happen. But Robinson is absolutely good. I know a lot of people don't like my stance on Jimmy Graham or whatever, or Eric Reid, but Eric Reid is a hell of a player. He's a diamond in the rough. He's a guy that can change our physicality in on defense. And him and Glover Quinn and Malcolm Butler, Tease Tabor, Jamal Agnew, and Darius Slay. I don't remember us. I wouldn't remember us having a more talented defensive backfield than in recent memory. I think all those guys would be excellent for the Detroit Lions to acquire. And like I said, Jimmy Graham could change the game for the Lions, really. If he's healthy and if Stafford going to get him the ball. He's going to be Stafford's best friend and Golden Tate. Those are two guys that's really going to benefit for what Jimmy Graham can do. So we're going to get into like the second tier wild card joker type of guys. And I'm going to start off for the Spartan Nation, even though I like the Wolverines, with the guy at the bottom right-hand corner, Darqueze Dennard. He's a guy that struggled in Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has so many great corners, from Drake Kilpatrick to, the William guy from Mississippi State or whatever he's from. They had another guy. They had a lot of star corners over there over the years. But last year he played excellent. He's a press corner. He's very disruptive. He was great at Michigan State. He's been sliding in Cincinnati, but he played good last year. Most people thought he only played good because it was a contract year, but he's a guy that can, the Lions may do, it's more likely they do, a Dennard type of defensive back, EJ Gaines type of guy, more than Malcolm Butler, because he won't command a lot of money in Dennard, period. But he shows you he can play in this league. And, he's a very physical corner. He can create some turnovers. And, he's a guy that legitimately can compete with Tease Tabor. And it probably could be a 50-50 between him and Tabor, and he won't break the bank. Another guy is Trent Murphy. He's part of our free agent spotlight as well. A guy that's more of the Kyle Vanden Bosch type of mold with a high motor, but he stood up in 3-4 linebacker position. 2 years ago when he was healthy, he got 9.5 sacks and 9 sacks. He's another guy that you can come in and rotate with Zettel and rotate with Hyder and Ziggy and all those guys. He's a motor guy, and if he come back healthy, he's somebody to really look at, in my opinion. Hammer Wilkerson is the guy that put on the Jets after getting a 5-year, $85 million contract. I guess he got tired of losing. Sheldon Richardson is another guy that went crazy as well. I guess he got tired of losing, and he just quit. He was getting his money. They say he was missing meetings, so more than likely, they want him to go to a strong locker room. The Lions really don't have the leadership on defense in the locker room right now. As far as that strong leader, we never really had that, even when Ndamukong Suh was there. Davis may grow into that. Glover Quinn is more that, lead by example type of guy. Slay is maturing, but we don't have that strong locker room presence. But if they can, and Quinn knows about Wilkerson, how good Wilkerson could be. He was the second best 3-4 defensive end behind J.J. Watt for a long time. If they can get through him with an incentive contract, or they can get through to him and make him play up to his potential and put him in a defensive tackle position next to Robinson, it could be dangerous. But stability and you getting your mind right, I still trust David Irvin over him. But Muhammad Wilkerson talent is crazy. Josh Sitton, the left guard from the Bears, the Lions need a left guard. They really do. I was thinking more, the reason I didn't put him in my top 5 or 6, whatever I did, was a simple fact because I wanted to get more younger at the left guard position. But if they feel that Sitton is for the right price and they could draft a a young left guard in the middle rounds, and he can learn behind Sitton. I'm all for it. I'm not mad if Sitton becomes a Lion because him and T.J. Lang, as long as they all healthy, Taylor Decker is coming back healthy this year. I think the guy we had last year, Robinson, he threw the imbalance off with the line. And Wagner ended up injured and not playing well. And Lang that was injured didn't play well. I think Swanson and Robinson really threw off our imbalance of our line. I think now we coming in healthy. If Glasgow gonna play center, they can bring in a Sitton. Eric Decker is healthy. Lang and Wagner is healthy. I think now they got a chance to play together a little bit last year. I think that camaraderie is going to be built nicely. I think the line is going to form nicely, even with or without Sitton. I think the offensive line is up for a big year. DRC recently was released today. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, he's another still fast corner, cousin of Antonio Cromartie. But Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is a hell of a corner. I'm surprised the Giants cut him. He is older, but I think he's another guy that can come in and battle with Jalen Tees-Tabor. And I think it'll be smart for Lions to consider him. He's a veteran. He still got some skills. If he's still healthy, he always can still run. He runs in the 4.3 or the 4.2 at the Combine or whatever his pro day was. He's definitely a fast guy, and I definitely like the Lions to look at his way if they're looking for a budget corner just to compete with Tabor. But he don't provide a lot of versatility, which isn't an issue. He's a 1 or a 2 at the corner. He can make plays, run the ball back. I mean, he can't shift on the inside, I don't believe, or play the safety position. But if he's your number 2 corner, I mean, you're not doing too bad, in my opinion. Trey Boston is a wild card at safety. He's a good hitter. He failed to live up to expectations in Charlotte with the Carolina Panthers. Went to San Diego. I watched a lot of San Diego games because Phillip Rivers is one of my favorite quarterbacks. And Boston was tearing it up. He was a ball hawk in the secondary. Maybe that cover 2, that zone type of system they play in Carolina, it wasn't for him. But he went to San Diego and it worked for him. He was ball hawking, getting big hits, catching interceptions, running around. He's a ball hawk. And I understand we have a ball hawk in Glover Quinn already, but can't have too many ball hawks in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? He's worth looking at, but he's going to break the bank. Somebody will break the bank for Trey Boston. That's why I said Eric Reed is a cheaper alternative and provides a little bit more size and versatility with him playing the nickel, in my opinion. My fellow alum, Alabama State, I went there as well for a short time. Well, more than a short time, but Isaiah Crowell, a running back who transferred from Georgia University to Alabama State, averaged 4-point-some yards a carry with the Browns. Shared time with Duke. With Duke Johnson, seemed to be a hot commodity on the free agent list for the simple fact that he was productive with the Browns. But imagine if he goes somewhere with a stable offense and a stable team and a competent, coaching staff, what he can do. He's very talented. He's a good inside rusher. Has some athletic ability. I wouldn't be mad if the Lions signed him and Carlos Hyde and then drafted a rookie that they all attack it by committee. And I think that's what, Patricia is used to. That's what Quinn is used to. I think they're going to, wipe out this old running backs. Trade Abdullah, trade Riddick, or do what they got to do with them. Keep one, maybe Green, Riddick, or Abdullah, whichever one it is. And then, just bring in 3 new running backs and lead one holdover. And try to attack this by committee. If somebody step up and wins the running back position, you go with them. Rookies that I like. If they get Hyde and a Crowell, I like to see Nyheim Hines be the pick because he can catch the ball at the backfield. He could be your Abdullah, but he is so much faster. Abdullah ran a 4.6 or a 4.7, whatever it was. Hines runs a 4.38. He can run the inside. He can catch the ball, and he's a legit kick returner, burner. Him and Agnew returning kicks, that's dangerous. Double trouble, you know what I'm saying? But also like Rashad Penny, he brings a little bit more size and kick and athletic ability. He's a little bit slower with 4.46.